What happens when a company that promises growth, innovation, and impact turns out to be a huge, massive, fraudulent scheme? Today we're going to be discussing these two individuals and how they swindled thousands of Nigerians out of millions and millions of dollars. But before we dive into this, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube, comment, share, and like. Thank you. Founded in 2012, Osazuwa Osayi and Uyi Osayi Mense founded Farm Forte. Farm Forte was also known as Agropartnerships. Farm Forte was a company with a vision. They claimed to be revolutionizing agribusiness in Africa. They had promises of sustainable agriculture, social impact, and of course, high returns on investment. Their pitch was, it was sweet. Investors were promised an annual return. No, even sometimes it wasn't even annual, sometimes it was 8 months, ranging from 25% to 40% on their capital. They quickly attract a lot of investors. This was internationally, locally. I mean, these guys were even featured on CNN Marketplace as revolutionizing the farming industry in Africa. But when something's too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true, right? Investors were told it was crowdfunding. So how exactly did they defraud thousands of people out of millions of dollars? Well, amazing marketing. And they did have years and years of track record delivery. Investors were getting their returns. They were delivering on their promises. So people thought it was legit. It was not. They were using Peter to pay Paul. It turns out that Farm Forte's leadership was pocketing large sums of investment money for their personal gains. The funds that were meant to be used for the agricultural development, all the land, all the farming that they were supposed to be doing, poof, mysteriously disappearing into private accounts. So those projects were not happening, and they were truly being meticulous in deceiving people. They had a massive supermarket in Lekki Phase 1 in Lagos, Nigeria, by the water, that was built, and it was supposed to be selling the products from the farm. Let's get to December 2021. All the bus scattered. The day it was time for payouts, and they were supposed to be paying their investors. Payouts wasn't available. People couldn't get their money out. Next thing you know, a few weeks later, they do a silly dead-ass Zoom call saying, that investors, there will be a period of pay that, things didn't go as they planned in the year, and that the yield that they thought they would get from the crops didn't yield. That was 2 years ago, and people are still waiting for their money. People lost their life savings. Others had invested their whole retirement funds, money set aside for their education. People had borrowed money. I mean, millions and millions gone. And of course, EFCC and SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, has gotten involved. And after their investigations, EFCC has declared both Osazuwa and Osayi Mense wanted for fraud. Are they anywhere to be found? No, they are nowhere to be found since 2022. You want to know something that's crazy, that I think is astonishing, and I think is the real interesting piece? Upon investigation, it was found, and this is a statement by SEC, that the Agropartnership, Farm Forte, did not have the registration of the SEC to conduct and collect money from investors. How did they do this for 10 years? These guys were collecting money for 10 years, and they didn't have the regulatory license to collect this money. And it wasn't like they were doing it secretly, and they didn't have the regulatory license to collect this money. It was just after the fraud that SEC now said, these guys don't have the license. It was just after that we find out that these guys don't have the license to collect and have investors invest in their product. It's bad business. It's sad. It's unfortunate. And at the end of the day, I feel, because imagine putting your life savings in there and it's gone. It's pure wickedness. These guys are probably living abroad, la vida loca. They stole the money. Just that simple. And I know that till today, there's still so many different Ponzi schemes going on. Comment down below and let me know if you are affected by this scandal, and if or anything has been said internally that you will be able to find a way to recoup your money. I feel for every single body that lost money because of these fraudulent, horrible, wicked human beings. All right, guys, that's it for today on The Scoop. I'll see you tomorrow.